Good morning. I'm Christopher. This is Shalom Premier School of Music, where we train different instruments. And we have had many of you asking so many questions about the bass guitar. And today I want to take you through lesson 1. We may not do a lot of playing today, but I want to do some introduction just to lead you on where to start when you are playing the bass guitar. First of all, I want to say that we have 3 types of electric bass guitars. We have 4-string, we have 5-string, and we have 6-string. What I have here is the 4-string bass guitar, and I want to start by saying that the first thing to do when you are playing the guitar is to make sure that it is on tune, and that is the first thing that we are going to do today, to understand what is a tuned guitar and what is untuned guitar. Before you start tuning the guitar, and before we get to that, I want to give you an assignment just in this first lesson, that just find out the different parts of a guitar that we have. Like these are strings. This is string number 1, 2, 3, 4. These are tuning pegs. This is the neck. So just do your own research and make sure that you understand different parts of the guitar. These are tuning knobs and many other parts. So that one you are going to do on your own. Now, if you want to tune the guitar, one thing is to understand the keys produced by different strings of a guitar, and both the 4-string, the 5-string, and the 6-string. That is where I want to start. Now, I want you to move with me from this part. This one, we call it string number 4. And when you play this string, when it is open, and I want to clarify what is an open string in a guitar. An open string is a string that is not pressed anywhere along the fretboard. This one we call it fretboard. This one is what we are calling pressing. So this is pressing. So if you play a string without pressing anywhere, like that, we call that one an open string. So when you play this string, it produces a sound in key E. When you play this one, when it is open, it produces a sound in key A. And when you play this one, it produces a sound in key D. This one produces a sound in key G. So this is E, A, D, G. E, A, D, G. So I want to give you a slogan that you can use to remember that. That is every African deserves God. Every African deserves God. E, A, D, G. Remember, that string will produce that key when it is not pressed. Immediately you press, you change the key. So, when you are tuning the guitar, that is the first thing to understand, that in a tuned guitar, the 4th string produces E, the 3rd string produces A, the 2nd string produces D, and the 4th string produces B. If it is a 5-string guitar, the difference is only 1. This string here, because there will be this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This string here, the 5th one, will be key B. So it will be B, E, A, D, G. B, E, A, D, G. If If it is a 6 string, then it is just like any other ordinary guitar. It is E, A, D, G, B, E. E, A, D, G, B, E, E, D, G, B, and E. Every African deserves God's blessings every time. That is a 6-string guitar. But for now, we are dealing with a 4-string guitar. So now, having understood that, there are 3 ways of tuning the guitar. 1, you can tune the guitar using what we call a tuning fork. A tuning fork is a kind of an outdated way of tuning the guitar, but very good. Where today I've not come with a tuning fork, but in the next lesson I will show you what is a tuning fork. It's a small metallic object that when you hit the guitar and you press it somewhere here, it is going to vibrate and produce some sound in a certain key. So we have several tuning forks. One will produce E, the other one A, the other one D, the other one G. But for that one, it's not commonly used. The second method of tuning the guitar is using the keyboard. And the third way is using a phone app. There are several apps that you can download from Play Store, and you can use them to tune the guitar. But I want to measure on the keyboard, tuning using the keyboard. And this is a 4-string bass guitar. Now, we have said this is E, A, D, and G. So you go to the keyboard, and at this point, I want to mention the word standard tuning. There is what we call standard tuning. So you go to the keyboard, and you look for, you realize the keyboard, most of the keyboard, the first note on the extreme left is C. When you count those notes up to the 12th, the 13th is again C. And you realize C continues repeating itself throughout the keyboard. The same applies to all the other notes. And you realize that that first C in the keyboard is called C1. If you play 12 notes, the 13th is also a C. That one is C2. So if you continue, you will meet C3, C4 as you move like that. So I want to say, you go to the keyboard and you are going to press E1, 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 not any other E. To adjust this, you go to the keyboard and press E1, the first E on the left of the keyboard. That is E1, not that. So you are going to press the keyboard and also sound the string. You play the string as you press the keyboard, and you adjust the string using the tuning pegs until they sound the same. Then when you are through, you go to the next string, which when it is open is supposed to produce a sound in key A. Go to the keyboard and identify A1, or the first A on the extreme left of the keyboard. You press it as you also pluck the string, and you adjust until they sound the same. Now you move to the third one. This is D. The guitar is supposed to produce, the second string is supposed to produce D when it is played as an open string. So press D2, and not this time, it's not D1. You press D2 in the keyboard. So you are going to check D1 is the first D in the keyboard, go to the next D. That is the one you are going to use. Don't use D1, you use D2. You adjust the same, and you go to the last one, that is G. You press G2. Again, not that, it's not G1, G2. Because if you press G1, the guitar will be tuned, but that is not a standard tuning. You are going to realize that when you play that guitar, it is not going to produce the sound you want. There is some impression of some sound from the strings that you want. If you don't do standard tuning, you are not going to get that sound. So I want now to repeat slowly. You are going to play the keyboard to adjust this string using E1, A1, D2, and G2. E1, A1, D2, and G2. The last time. E1, A1, D2, and G2. Please make sure that you follow that so that the guitar can be in standard tuning before you start playing. Thank you very much. The next lesson, we are going to look at plucking techniques, how we can use the left hand to pluck the guitar. And then we also learn the left hand technique of pressing the notes along the